kasi naawa ako sa bayan ko. And if I were to try to do my thing, I will close all minings in the Philippines. Never mind about the 70 billion. Well, of course, the finance people are the ones who would object first. And I can understand.
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. To start the situation briefing, may we call on the Governor Presidential City Council for
His Excellency Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte, the distinguished members of the Cabinet, department secretaries, regional directors, governors, Elias Bulot and Mayamo of Ifugao, Vice Governor Florence Tingbawan, the board members of this province, Mayor Mauricio Dumorgon, Mayor Palagnan of Itogon, and Mayor Salda of Trinidad, all other distinguished officials of the government, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It's an honor and privilege to have our beloved President here with us tonight to come and visit our province that was devastated by the Typhoon Ompong. So without much ado, on behalf of the people of the province of Benguet, welcome Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte and the rest of the crowd. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor Pacalso.
May gabi kaninyo tanan. Good evening. I'd like to thank you for sharing this time with us. At this time when there is a disaster here. You have presented all the nitty-gritty. I need not really repeat what you have stated here. I was also briefed downstairs and on the way coming up. So, ang ano ko lang is, what's the gravamen? What's the, who's to blame? Well, one is, of course, the inroads of civilization and the fact that mining has been operating in this country uncontrolled. What's being done here is being repeatedly replicated in large areas of Mindanao, especially Surigao, Davao del Norte, and Oriental. We will have the same problem. They're all allied in the sense that there is no forecasting of what the weather will be for the next month, for the next week. Well, scientists could give us an idea of the frequency of the weather disturbance or climate change, but they cannot give us the intensity, the precipitation, how much of it will go down on the planet Earth, and the concomitant consequences. You know, dito sa itong pangyayari na ito, dubulwami kayo. You have the typhoon. And ang problema dito is the Philippines is the window at facing Pacific on the western front. So every time that you have a weather disturbance, it's always water, precipitation, and it's a lot of it, and it goes down. Ang problema dito, marami tayong, well, the roads and everything, but let us just go to a specific this time. Marami tayong problema. We have a problem with our mining industry. It has not contributed anything substantial to the national economy. Though I must admit that we earn about 70 billion a year. And if you're ready to accept that as a good, as a profit, let us make it simple for the country. But in the end, how much do you lose in the process? The Walwal is a sad experience. The mining holes there, the door on the sides are the settlements, the habitation. And that is the problem. They're mining there, and then right after, in their own backyard, there are the holes there that it's an open pit. Sometimes it's drilling inside using explosives. That mining thing has really contributed a lot of heartaches for the Filipino people. It is time for us, particularly the DNR, General Simato, to take a second look seriously now regarding the dangers of the open pit mining. In Davao, used to be na yung butas-butas lang sa bukid. But then, as any other disturbance that you cause in nature, the water there stays. Whenever there's the rain, the rainfall in Davao is quite historically, it always rains during afternoon. Ganun ang Mindanao, Davao particularly. So puno yan ng tubig, plus the fact that there is no more vegetation and trees to hold the soil together and the rocks and everything. Typically, they are just the mined over thing, lug over, o ano yung naiwan. Ito yung mga illegal is yung naminahana tapos they take over. And in Mindanao, as I fond of telling people, if you travel by chopper and go low, you'd see a lot of tansan, yung sa soft drinks na baliktarin mo, the cork. Makita mo yan parang maraming tansan na tinapon dyan sa forest or a second growth, whatever. And it's almost endless because a lot of people are there in search for gold and money. And to think even that I cannot give you an account, even though I was the regional chairman of the Peace and Order Council for most of my mayorship days, 23 years, I could not even give you the exact number of people who were killed there, fighting over the holes, the tunnels that they have built. Some are, well, of course, to the strongest. Those who have the guns and the goons, and that includes everybody, the politicians, the military, and in Davao, you can see those guys, former policemen who made it rich, but it's a gory experience of killing people. Because I'm doing this predicate, kaya kung magtanong ka lang sa akin kung ilan ang namatay dyan sa Davao area, magsabi ko lang 50. Many of those are young people in search for the greener pasture from the Visayas and Mindanao, or from Davao region itself, going there to try their luck, and then just disappearing. Now, most of the idiot things that they do, if they quarrel over a tunnel, is that if it's a slope, they would just pour gasoline. That's sindihan nila. Knowing there are a lot of people underground. That's how cruel mining is. I'd like to tell you to focus on the 70 billion and the human side of the story of mining. Kaya dito, paano hindi sila maano? It's mined over. I think this has been a lot of mining there. And these mining companies sometimes leave a lot of impurities, chemicals and all. And they have that been really cleaning the place. Mark Copper, I think, is still living is what of poisonous material. I grieve for my country. And yung mga cabinet ko, pati the military and the police, know my sentiment about this. Kasi naawa ako sa bayan ko. And if I were to try to do my thing, I will close all minings in the Philippines. Never mind about the 70 billion. Well, of course, the finance people are the ones would object first. And I can understand. Because they are the guys who are tasked to look for the money. And big steal or borrow ka dyan. Naiipit ka. Basta as long as they can produce money. But for me, as a politician, for quite a time, and until now, and maybe towards the end, in a few years, nga doon ang nakikita ko sa bayan ko. Insofar as mining, pati itong weather. Ang problema dito, hindi mo talaga alam. They can make projections from satellite and all, readings from the measure the heat of the oceans and the migration of animals indicating that there is warming there and the loss of the marine life even. Because they use chemicals, cyanide. And if you have been to my place, I'd volunteer to accompany you there. This stream where the grids are, yung makina nila, producing the ores and then to gold. It's black. It's not brown. It's not water clear. It's black. And those black waters would find its way, cause gravity, towards the ocean, to the sea. And that is why yung productivity ng sabi na fish in Davao, yung tuna, I would like to disabuse your mind. They do not catch tunas anymore. Big ones, the yellow fins, yung gamong sashimi, or the blue ones, they are caught, they have to travel outside, in the middle of South America, pati ang Philippines. You have to go to Palau sometimes. You have to go to Indonesia. One is that, let me just give you a theory, is our resources as a nation, both food and marine life and everything, cannot absorb or sustain the sheer population of the Philippines. That translates to hunger, and hunger means health issues, then education, and opportunities. Ngayon, dagdagan mo ng ganito. Ang tao, baski na how dangerous it might be, or it may present itself to him, would always dare to take the risk because of the economy. Personal economics, pagkain niya. And the desire to make money because you have to send your children to school. They have to eat and everything that you need every day. So we have a problem because every time there's a typhoon, it does not end there. Even the naming of the typhoon from the time it is spotted or discovered until the time it reaches the area of responsibility, then you have the make fun of choosing names. It does not end there. Once it hits areas that are, habitation is heavy, density, and the fact that there are trap doors there waiting. And dito sa bukid, it's mining. So, when you hear about a typhoon, automatically, lahat ng departamento sa gobyerno, apektado na. It's not about mining only. Mining would just be there to watch. But what happens next is something to reckon with. Death, decay, lack of food, water, shelter, health. Kasali natin. At it translates into, sabi mo ang damage is 14 billion. That's 14 billion. But then Europe to rehabilitate everybody. The long term is the ones that we give now. Water, food, immediately. But the schools remain occupied by the evacuees. So the children's educational system or the period is broken. So it contributes a lot of things. Kaya itong sabihin mo, if you really want to, you have to gather them and tell them straight, you cannot mine in your own backyard. And so everybody will do it, and it becomes a place of habitation. And when there is water, it goes down, and because there are no trees anymore, it weakens the soil. Then suddenly, pag napuno na, because of, you add weight. Nature counts even how many pounds. Magdinagdag mo yan dyan sa taas, including the vibration of the machines and everything, and the occasional explosion, which would shatter the structure of the soil itself. The soil itself is fragile. Putukin mo yan, anak ng... It loosens its grip with each other. And when it falls, it falls. And if there are people in the town, mining is just on their own backyard or in their yard, ayan, dyan na tayo nagkakalit-silit. We have to, if we cannot end mining because there's a law, and to end mining, it is Congress who will have to abrogate the law. I think that we would need a respite period of inactivity dyan sa soil, and even the watershed. Itong mga shit na to, they are occupying even the watershed. Supposed to be life without water is no life at all. And even the tributaries, the rivers, the creeks, pag ang soil niyan, pati plus the chemicals that you use, patay ang isda. Ang tao walang pagkain. They used to have fish. And that was before, when there was paradise as yet. But very early it came. I do not want to, I said, it leaves a bad taste in the mouth. Pero ako kasi may experience ako. And I got it from my father. I have to mention this because it's prophetic. I was a lawyer, and my father was governor of Davao Province. Wala pa yung Davao del Norte, Sur, Oriental, Occidental, Cumbal, Bali, pati Davao City. There was only one huge province. The capital was Davao City. Once we visited Masara Mines, and for all of his humbleness, Meron rin nalaman ng konti. As every lawyer, a little of everything yan. Because you handle cases for mining, for corporations, ganon. That's the life of a lawyer. So he has a little bit of what it needs to be a lawyer. Though not a good lawyer, but if you survive as a practicing lawyer. When he became governor, I went with him sa Masara mines. And he noticed that even the cogon grass, wala. It was bare. And he said to everybody who was with him, including some municipal mayors who accompanied him, sabi niya, this place will be infertile for the next so many years. Tama nga siya. Nothing grows there. At noon, crude pa masyado, using cyanide and until now it is being utilized. Ngayon ang sa mining, because yan sa Diwalwal, pati dito siguro, they are using cyanide and all, it poisons the earth, makes it infertile. You destroy the watershed, the source of clean water of the people living down stream, and you pollute everything. So what do you get? Is it really worth the 70 billion that you get? I know, because I had so many arguments with the finance people. Kasi it's a matter of correcting. Pero itong mga minero, the rich one, parang they're penchant to just violate the law. Because nobody was ever even arrested. You know, even if the thing is a continuing or a continuous series of violations, they are not arrested. They're just exposed by media, the enterprising ones, and the government would just call, investigate, and after that, mawala. Just like in any other, ang sentimento ko, ilabas ko na lang rin, mga projects ng gobyerno. It starts with a big bang. May inauguration, tapos ganon. Everybody is invited, may mga singer pa, putang ina. Then, 6 months after, it ends up in the desk of the ombudsman. Why? Because of corruption.